Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my September reading wrap-up. So I read 7 books this month and I'm just going to be sharing each of them, giving a brief synopsis and my brief thoughts on them. I am planning to do like book reviews for each of these, so those will hopefully be coming soon. But these are the books I read this month and what I thought of them. So the first book I read was part of a series and it was Flock by Kate Stewart, which is part of the Ravenhood trilogy. So this book was so good. I rated it 5 stars. I just loved it so much. It was so different from anything I had read before and I pretty much became obsessed with it, and it's now one of my favorite series of all time. And I did film a series review, so I don't want to go like too in depth to what it's about because I did go into it not knowing anything, and I think that was the best way to do it. These are great books. There's a lot of like secrets and mystery within this story, and it's just one of those books that you want to go in kind of not knowing too much. So like I said, I started off this month by reading a series, so the next book I read was book 2 in the Ravenhood series, and that is Exodus. Another great book, 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with one of the characters in this book. It's just so good. I, again, don't want to say too much. I also can't say anything at all about this book without spoiling anything from the first book, so I'm just not going to say anything. But this book was amazing. It definitely broke my heart and I cannot recommend these books enough. So the next book I read was the 3rd book in the Ravenhood series, and that was The Finish Line, and I loved this book, of course, as I loved the other 2. 5 stars again. It was just so good. It is a little bit of like an epilogue kind of, and like a continuation of the first 2 books, so it does fill in a lot of blanks and answer a lot of questions that you have throughout the series, and it was just amazing. I loved it so much. It had such a great ending and it was just like a great way to end this series. So like I said, I highly recommend reading this series and I have a review for it coming soon. So the next book I read was The Idea of You by Robin Lee, and this book is an age gap romance. It follows a 39-year-old woman named Solène and this 20-year-old named Hayes, and he is a member of this like huge boy band. And so basically Solène takes her 12-year-old daughter to a meet and greet for this boy band, and then she meets Hayes and they kind of start to form a relationship. And I really enjoyed this book overall. I rated it 4 stars just because it was entertaining. I did kind of have some things I didn't love about it, which again, I have a review coming for it soon, but this one was pretty good. I read it because I had gone to a Harry Styles concert at the beginning of this month, and I was kind of obviously sad, post-concert depression after the concert, and this book was inspired by Harry Styles, so I just wanted to read something that would make me less sad, and it definitely helped, and it was an entertaining book, so I enjoyed it overall. The next book I read was one that I was so excited to get to, and that is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This one was another 5-star read for me. It was so cute. I loved it so much. So this book follows a 3rd-year PhD student named Olive, and she's kind of trying to convince her friend that she is like happy in her life and that she is dating someone, but she lies to her friend because she's not really interested in dating. But then her friend catches her at school one night. She's there working on research, but she was supposed to be out on a date, so she kisses the first guy that she sees, and that guy happens to be Adam Carlson, and he is a professor in her department. He's not her professor though, so it's not like a student-teacher thing, but he's known for just kind of being like a not very nice person, and she just kind of kisses him out of nowhere, and then she obviously is really embarrassed by that because like of all the people she could have kissed, she kissed that guy. So basically after that, it kind of starts to spread that they're dating, and they both decide to go along with it because it benefits both of them for different reasons. And yeah, it's like a fake dating romance and it's really cute. I loved it so much. I loved this couple and I highly recommend this book. It's just great if you're looking for like a cute rom-com. And this one was a book that was written in 3rd person. I think I said this last month in my August wrap-up, but I am not a huge fan of 3rd person, but this one was just written really well and I really loved it and I was still able to enjoy it. So the next book I read was the one that I was the most excited to read this month, and that is The Legacy. This is the newest book in the Off-Campus series, and it basically is 4 novellas following the 4 couples from the Off-Campus series, and it takes place a couple years after graduation, so they're all kind of doing things in their life, taking these milestones in their relationships. So it features an elopement, a proposal, a wedding, and a surprise pregnancy, and overall I enjoyed it. I actually did a reading vlog of this. It may or may not be up yet, but I basically vlogged my whole experience reading it. It was super long. I had to cut it down quite a lot because I had so much to say with this book. I was a little bit disappointed with it, not gonna lie, so I did end up rating it 4 stars, but I really loved just getting more of these characters and seeing more to their story because I love the Off-Campus series so much. The next book I read was The Cheat Sheet by Sarah Adams, and this book again was so cute. It's a rom-com, best friends to lovers. It basically follows these two best friends, Bree and Nathan. Nathan is a professional football player, Bree is a dance teacher, and she owns a dance studio. And they've been best friends since they were juniors in high school, and they're both in love with each other, but the other person doesn't know that. And so basically they're just kind of like in this whole like thing of not communicating their feelings and being too scared to, and they both won't say, you know, how they feel. And so one night Bree gets drunk, she's out at a restaurant, and she ends up going to the bathroom and accidentally spills kind of her whole like story of her feelings for Nathan to this lady who happens to be a reporter. And so the next day it's like out in like the gossip news that Bree and Nathan are like these high school sweethearts, and basically they kind of go viral. Like a lot of people really like them together, people are like shipping them together. And so Nathan's agent ends up telling them that they should date whether they want it to be fake or not. And so they decide to fake date, and obviously it's like a little bit weird and complicated because they both have feelings for each other, but like I said, the other one doesn't know. And yeah, this book was so cute. It's a cute rom-com. I really enjoyed reading it. I love Friends to Lovers. It's my absolute favorite trope, so I was pretty much like obsessed with this book. It was just a really sweet, like cute, wholesome book, and I rated it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it overall. I feel like it could have been a little bit better kind of at the end, but it was still a great book, and I would recommend it again if you're looking for just like a cute rom-com. So those are all the books that I read in the month of September. Overall, I feel like I had a pretty good month of reading, so I'm happy with all of the books I got to get to this month. But that's it for this video. Please subscribe if you liked it and want to see more, and thank you so much for watching.